Hello everyone, Brett the Comic Novice here, and there's one thing that I've noticed for certain since beginning my journey in the comic book reading and collecting club back in 2019, and that is at least one time per year you're going to be dragged, kicking or screaming, most likely, into reading a event that you probably don't want anything or any part of. And from my experience, first off, the event Year of the Villain is what basically got me into comic reading. Actually, it was Massive Depression, followed by looking for a new hobby. However, that being said, I went from collecting every single event comic from the Year of the Villain to Dark Knight's Death Metal and even Future State, to then only collecting the main event topics with a few tie-ins, for example, Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths, Night Terrors, and Beast World. And then completely passing on some of the events and tie-ins, for example, Gotham Wars. That brings me to Absolute Power, an event that I was planning on skipping altogether in terms of collecting and only reading through the DC Infinite Universe app. However, with San Diego Comic-Con's announcement of the new universe, the Absolute Universe, I felt that I absolutely had to jump on the Absolute Power, as it was probably absolutely required reading for me to fully understand the new Absolute Universe. I still refuse to read any tie-ins, even on my DC Infinite Universe app subscription, to see if I could have a complete understanding of the event, or if it was actually possible without the needs of tie-ins and one-shots. With that being said, here are my thoughts on the Absolute Power event. First, the length. A 4-part series, 5 if you count the Absolute Power Ground Zero, is actually a breath of fresh air. Lasting only 4 months in time is something much needed, not only for comic fans, but also the industry that is currently struggling to keep new readers on board. Second, the pace. Typical superhero comic events span 6 to 7 months and main issues, often with their heroes appearing close to defeating the villain near the end of issue 4 or 3 at times, only for the villain to turn the tide in their favor. In Absolute Power, however, Hope appears near the end of issue 3, also kind of somewhat near the end of issue 2, making it almost certain that a victory will occur early on into the final issue due to the series' shorter length. Third, the lack of tie-ins or passing on unnecessary tie-ins. Though I collected the tie-in comics in the Superman and Batman range just to keep my consecutive run of both titles intact, I did not read any of those. Otherwise, I would need to, or feel the need to jump in and read the Wonder Woman and Green Arrow titles as well, too, that I dropped many months ago. Additionally, I only read one of the Task Force 7 tie-ins and found them to be just a mere cash grab, as well as the John Ridley's 3-part Absolute Power Origins limited series, which, explained Amanda Waller maybe kind of, but I was pretty certain was going to play or have no impact whatsoever regarding the Absolute Power series. And when I finally read the finale to Absolute Power, number 4, I was armed with the information that I had obtained from reading the solicits from Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, and Green Arrow. The only Absolute Power story that I felt was of any importance in understanding the series finale was the Super Sons one-shot. I picked this one up only because I was curious how someone other than Tom Taylor would write John Kent. I found the Super Sons one-shot being well written, but the main purpose was to only provide clarification for how Dreamer was present at the very end of the event. So with that being said, what are my thoughts about the Absolute Power event as a whole? Well, Mark Waid's writing in conjunction with Dan Mora's art were just on point. Both of them worked hand in hand quite well. I can't imagine this story being as beautifully illustrated by any other artist other than Dan Mora, and I feel as though Mark Waid has set up, in conjunction with Scott Snyder and Josh Williamson, what the new Absolute Universe is going to be, as well as we're getting ready for the Justice League to return, which is about freaking time. I cannot wait for Justice League Unlimited #1, as well as some of the Absolute titles that are going to be rolling out. The quality and the joy that we have with this new Absolute universe will be quite interesting as each issue comes, and we'll try to see if they can keep up, DC by that means, can keep up with what is currently going on within the pages in Marvel in their new Ultimates universe that has came out almost about a year ago at this time. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts about the Absolute Power event. Until next time, I will see you in the dollar bin, where some of the Task Force 7 comics will most definitely be found. Bye.